Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Except for that I just made another video 5 minutes ago. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2025, the album Dad AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Okay, this is a sad video for me to make, and I have to tell you why. Today we're going to talk about Christine Sydelko and Christine Sydelko's tweets the last couple days, and people are like, she's having a meltdown, she's losing her mind, she's coming for people on the Twitter, and I just don't believe that to be true, to be honest with you. You know, one of the things that I really struggle with is when people decide to finally just tell their truth, other people are like, they've lost their SHI to it, okay? When that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes it's that they are in such a place of just freedom, peace, and serenity that they are like, I'm not doing this anymore, okay? I'm not playing this game. It is what it is. I'm going on. So I started seeing this go down the other day with Christine, and I honestly started getting a lot of messages. And I think the reason for that is that people that have watched my videos for a long time know that I love Christine Sydelko. I actually found Christine when she had like less than 30,000 subscribers. Way back in the day on YouTube when she blew up overnight. And I fell in love with her rant videos back then. And if you know that I do rant videos, they're not the same, but I loved her idea of how she did it. And there were some of her rant videos that are absolutely hilarious. She did this one reading about comments from her video that she did about MagCon, and it was unbelievable. Like, it is just absolutely pure comedic gold. And so I watched her, you know, internet career over time unfold, and I watched her bring her friend, you know, Elijah Daniel on board, who I think is equally hilarious, but I didn't feel like they really worked well together. And I thought when Elijah came in, he kind of like blindsided her, and he took the spotlight away, and it became very much about Elijah. And I think that part of what happened was that, you know, Elijah is very much this. He is somebody that loves to be in the spotlight, and he does love all this attention on him and things like that. Christine's just funny. She's just absolutely hilarious, you know? I think she's that person that could be sitting in the living room while you're watching TV and you just be rolling in tears watching TV because of her commentary, or out to dinner or driving in a car or whatever. And I think that he knew that. And I think, I won't say that I think he's an opportunist, because I don't. I think they truly did have a good friendship. But I think that over time what happened was it became very much about the business to him. This is how it appears, okay? I don't know the behind the scenes. I've never met either one of them. But that's how it appears, right? And so, you know, at some point, like, they decided that they were going to go their separate ways. They came out. I think they handled it very, very professionally. You know, at that time, they basically just said, hey, we've decided to go our separate ways and all this kind of stuff, right? And then what was interesting was that Elijah started hanging out a lot with Tana Mojo and that whole crowd. And then it was just kind of like Christine and Chris Clemens over here. And now Christine's kind of just over there all on her own. And I don't really know who she's hanging out with, and she's friends, and I don't know that she really cares. And she's come out and said that I'm done with YouTube. I'm not doing YouTube anymore, which that's the sad part for me, because I have to say, if I could collab with any one person or just sit down and meet somebody, I would love to meet Christine and do something on video together. I just think she's so, I just love to drive around in a car with her, you know? I think she's so funny, and she reminds me a lot of the early days of YouTube for me, you know? When you would just turn on a camera and be yourself, and people loved that personality. You know, whether it was Glozell Green back in the day, who I thought was absolutely hilarious, or Chris Crocker, or Johnny Boy XO, who last night on Instagram said that she was making her return in 2020. So she says that about once a year, so I really hope she is. She'll be demonetized like crazy on YouTube. But, you know, it's just these people that you would watch back. Adore Delano, you know, back, you know, when Danny Noriega had, you know, different YouTube channels and stuff. Just absolutely comedic genius personalities that you would watch that were very reminiscent of, like, the Carol Burnett Show, or Mama's Family, or, you know, like, the Roseanne Show. These shows that just had, like, you know, entourage, or, is that the word I'm looking for? You know, just these entourage casts. That's not the word I'm looking for. Ensemble casts of people that in their own, you know, just were absolutely fantastic, you know, characters and personality types. And we're getting away from that on YouTube. You know, we're developing this whole kind of influencer marketing strategy, and all of it behind the scenes is build the numbers and build the views and build this, and it's all for the money, right? And I sat back and I watched Christine kind of play into this for a little bit, and I thought, you know, there's going to be a breaking point with her. Like, there's going to be a point where she just really doesn't care about this, and she's going to say she doesn't. The other thing about Christine that I think that is interesting to me is that, I don't know that she knows this, but Christine is a moneymaker. Like, if she tomorrow wanted to, like, pitch a movie or pitch a show or whatever, I really believe that she could get somebody to endorse her. So for her to be able to turn her talent, her comedy, if you want to call that talent, into money would never be difficult for her, right? But for so many of these other people, it really, really is. It's a stretch. Like, they're trying so hard, and she never had to, you know? And I think that when you watch people like her that are truly, truly creative, you know, and passionate, that there is a sadness and a happiness that goes along with it too, you know? And there's very much people want to call it maybe a pessimism about the world, but I don't believe that. I believe it's that there is this kind of... it goes back and forth, but this dichotomy between realism and idealism that happens between really creative people. That they're, you know, constantly going back and forth between, you know, this idea of what they want the world to be like and this reality of what the world is actually like. And I think they struggle with that. And I think comedy is their way of dealing with that often. And I think that Christine is somebody that is that. I honestly think that she might be one of our very, very last... YouTube comedians, true comedians that comes forward, because I think that YouTube is changing and people don't want to see it that way anymore. But I will say this, actually, because I saw this trending. There is this comedian, and she is on YouTube, and she's French, and I do not know how to pronounce her last name because I do not speak in French, but I don't speak in French. Parlez-vous français? I don't speak French. I took it in high school, but I don't speak it anymore. And her name is Marie, and then it's S. Infiltra. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her last name, but this video was going around about how, like, at the Paris Fashion Week Chanel show, she just walked up and, like, she got kicked off the stage by Gigi Hadid. It's hilarious, you guys, okay? So I started watching her videos last night, and I don't speak French, like I said, and they're not subtitled, and I just was literally, like, her very first video, if you go back and watch it, is about her acting like she's this, like, famous person, and people, it's just hilarious! And that is what I miss about YouTube. And so that's what makes me sad about Christine saying that she's signing off from YouTube. And I kind of mentioned this a while ago. But in the last couple days, Christine has come out and she has really had some things to say about all this. So let me go in here and I want to read you a couple of things that she said. She said 5 days ago, someone I've never met before and their only contact with me is through following me on Twitter just said I'm a completely different person. Do you see why I effing hate the internet? You don't know me! All caps. And if you're not a millennial, you know that shouting. I'm a literal stranger to you. Why is that so hard to understand? And another thing, I keep seeing people be like, didn't you leave the internet? I don't say that word. Just because I find YouTube stupid and don't want it to be my job anymore doesn't mean I'm never allowed to tweet ever again. I swear some of you are just straight up, she says morons. Anyway, oh my God, it's family friendly. It's infuriating. And then she says, that's the problem with being a social media person. You become famous for your personality, not your talent. And as soon as someone doesn't like it, you're done in their eyes. Like, you don't have to like me, I'm not your friend. And then she goes on and somebody says, okay, but I'm not just talking about this one tweet. Like, it's one thing to be annoyed by something here and there, but you rarely have anything positive to say about anything. And for the lack of a better term, you really just, you really can't just let people enjoy things. And she responds to them, she retweets it and says, how am I stopping you from enjoying one single thing in your life? Please explain to me how I am standing in the way of your happiness. I'd really love to know, please share. And then somebody else says, geez girl, they respond to that and say, geez girl, you need to log off. Why are you replying to people? You're winding yourself up. And she retweets this and says, I hate this. SHI why should I have to log off? I enjoy Twitter just as much as the next SHI head. Why can't they just leave me alone and not comment on a stranger's life? It's like you people don't even hear yourselves. And this is what I live for. It's like she's calling the truth out, right? And like people are like mystified that their hero of who they thought Christine was all this time, this persona that she presented herself to be as this personality, that there's actually a real person behind there with real feelings and emotions and all this kind of stuff, you know? And I'm like, okay, I'm living for it. And then she said, I'm not the only social media person who thinks like this. Trust me, they just don't say it because they make their money on the pretense that you're friends, not fans, but it just simply isn't true. I mean, if you guys had any idea behind the scenes how many people act like they're friends just for the internet when they're dissing each other behind the scenes. I mean, this is in every community on YouTube, the beauty influencer community, the mommy blogger community. I mean, I'll tell you what right now, I did this mommy blogger video like probably, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And I cannot tell you how many mommy bloggers messaged me and were like, these are people that they're supposedly friends with. So yeah, it's like oh my God, there's so much fakery. There is so much fakery on YouTube. I get so tired of it. Okay. And then she does this other thing. But then this is when I kind of had an issue because she said Christine McVie is greater than Stevie Nicks. How well did Christine McVie's tour on her own do? I'm just asking. Okay. So anyway, and then she goes up here and she says, it gets even better. One time I saw a YouTuber tweet something along the lines of, sorry I haven't posted in a while. I want to make sure I'm proud of and love the content I put out. So I looked at the last video they posted and it was a fast food mukbang. LOL. I mean, she's calling out literally some of her friends at this point. And then somebody responded to it and said, for a second, I thought this was going to be about Jenna Marbles, and I was about to cry with my fist flying. And she said, no way. She's one of the only YouTubers who does random, stupid, entertaining stuff and doesn't act like she's changing the world because of it. Live. I live for that, right? Okay, and then she goes into this whole kind of like religious thing, but hold on a second. And then she says, I know I'm like 2 months late, but since I truly have nothing to lose at this point, I'll just say it. The amount of YouTubers who drove and flew all the way to Vegas to attend a fake wedding just for video content is one of the saddest, cringiest things I have ever seen. So that's what Christine has to say about all of that. And then just an hour ago, she posted, you can disagree with my opinions. You can think I'm annoying because of them. You can unfollow me, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong or not allowed to tweet them or that I'm bitter. People really love to picture me sitting on my phone fuming about all of this when it simply isn't true. And you know, a year ago, almost a year ago, I predicted that somebody was going to come out and they were going to do a little bit of a tell-all on the behind the scenes of what really goes on YouTube and how things really are and sponsorships and all this kind of stuff. Now, people are coming out for Christine when she said this about the alleged fake, the wedding, and they're saying, but, you know, like, hey, you and Elijah were going to get married in a Taco Bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, sham-a-lang, ding-ding-dong, ding! House of Drama Phone, this is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane, how are you? Yeah, I'm going to Christine and Elijah's wedding. They're having a spice of fajita for a bridesmaid. I can't wait. Anyway, so people are coming and saying, well, you guys were going to get married at a Taco Bell, right? Okay. And then they went on the Maury show with Tana Mojo, and the whole thing was fakety. So they're coming forward and they're saying that, right? It makes you wonder how much of this stuff Christine went along with just because she felt like she had to. Or, I don't know, like, why she went along with it. You know, you saw her live in this, like, surroundings with all these people and then go to a smaller one with less people and then by herself, and it's kind of like, what's going on, you know, and about all this kind of stuff. And then people are speculating now that she's not friends with Chris Clemens anymore, and she said she's not doing YouTube videos anymore, and I don't know, the whole thing's kind of sad to me. I always just wish, this is what I wish, okay? I wish that if you're gonna end your YouTube channel, that you would just come out and you would like do one last video to let people know, like, I'm not doing videos anymore on this channel, you know what I mean? Like, just sit down and say, hey, listen, it's been a great ride. I really appreciate all of you that have watched me. I'm leaving. You don't even have to say why you're leaving, okay? But I will say this. If Christine would sit down for just one last video, I kind of wish she would delete every single video she's ever put up and then just put one video on her channel, and it would literally be a tell-all and a rant, like her old school rants, where she literally would be drinking, what's that stuff called? I don't drink, so I don't know that. Red Hot or whatever. She's drinking Red Hot in like a tea saucer cup. Did you ever see those days? Okay. These are the old school days, Christine Sydelko, that people don't know about and don't appreciate. I wish she would do one last rant video about the behind the scenes of what truly goes on YouTube and just leave that up as her final and only video and say, see you later, people. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It makes me kind of sad that she's leaving YouTube. You know, it seems to me that the ones I love the most, the ones that are the most creative, the ones that I get real invested in, it's like every time I get invested in a TV show that just starts, within 4 episodes, it's already gotten canceled. It's the same thing. It's like everybody that I watch no longer is on YouTube anymore. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys. Christine, best of luck. And I will see you guys later. Bye.